Hello, viewers. Welcome once again to Clevenard TV. Your host today, as usual, is China Samba, and I've got a special guest of honor. With me today is Mrs. Olivia Joseph Aluko, and I'm really grateful and glad to have her here with me. Hi, Olivia. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And thank you for coming at all.
I am. Yeah. Great.
I don't know
Great.
how,
Great.
I guess our line is somehow freezing.
Okay. Well, I can hear you.
Yeah. All right. So we just get on with it. Everyone knows how internet can mess up sometimes.
Sure.
So
Sure.
welcome to the show, and thank you for honoring our invitation. It's really a pleasure to have you here today. And
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
thank you so much. So we've got Olivia today. Olivia is a lawyer, and I'm going to just stop there and allow her introduce herself formally and tell more. I'm sure it's better to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Mhm. Right. Thank you, Chinasa. Well, who am I?
Yes.
First of all, I would start with a person on purpose.
Wonderful.
Um, I've always believed for whenever I celebrate my birthday, for me, it's an achievement more than a biological pain.
All right.
More than, oh, well, I'm born. So it's an achievement. I look at birthdays as achievement.
Yeah.
And it brings me back to who am I? I'm a person that loves to write. I'm camera shy. An introvert, but I could be an extrovert because um, when you see me, when it comes to music, I'm the opposite of everything that you're feeling. It
Mm.
does it. I love music. I put it in one of my books. My hobbies are music. I love
Yeah.
traveling. Yeah, yeah. If you can see that. And I was born in the UK by my parents, obviously, and went back as a child. At the age of 3, going on 4. So had
Oh,
my primary school. Yeah, had my primary education in Nigeria. Um, Secondary education in Nigeria, my university and my qualifications in Nigeria. But then in my 30s, I came back, in my early 30s, came back to the UK and did a master's in law. But what I could say, basically, I think we're going to get back is the transition from arriving in the UK to where I am, which basically I got here like a lot of people in the 90s,
yeah.
and we have moved from one level to the other. So that is briefly who I am at the moment. Like I did say,
Wonderful. Wonderful. It's quite a journey you've been through. Uh,
yeah,
so well,
I,
I understand you went to Nigeria. You did primary school in Nigeria, which
I
means
did.
you were one of us that were spanked in the school by our teachers when
Yeah, 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 yeah.
when we
Got
weren't
the
doing it
beatings, got
right.
the trainings, from the boarding school to I mean, to the university. And I'm not digressing.
Yeah.
Studying in Nigeria and studying here are two different things. In Nigeria, the teachers, they scare you, Steve. And even by the time you get to the university, I can never forget this lecturer who, when it comes to the lectures, he will say, at exam period, there will be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Who does that? So you're already scared. They put that anxiety in you before you even write the exam.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh dear, oh dear. But I think that shaped us somehow and made
yeah,
us
it did. It
strong
did.
and probably
Yeah.
prepared most of us that are here in outside the country, especially African is in diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely face a lot of things, and
Mm-hmm.
one of the I was there was a write-up that I read the other day. It was coming from the Immigration Watch, and
Okay.
I think it was an article they wrote 2001.
Okay.
People, they were kind of illustrating how fed up they are with the badge of numbers or the vast number of foreigners coming into their country. So we haven't had this beautiful experience as children, coming from a different culture, migrating into a different culture. How has it been for you, and how are you experiencing the vast differences in the whole, between the two continents? I mean, we're talking about Europe now because we are in Europe, and from your qualification, you actually practice more in Europe. So I'm going to keep you around European and African continent. How has it been as an experience for you?
Okay, I would tell you, when I came in the early 90s, around 1998, I came in with a lot of aspirations. I actually came here because I was told, oh, you could get any job, you could become IT. At the time I came in here, at the time I left Nigeria, because one of the things that pushed a lot of us, it's economy. You know, it was during the finance house society crisis in Nigeria that everything. I was working as a company secretary.
Okay.
Yeah, I had my own farm at the same time, and because I was affiliated to some of these big companies, so I was getting my money. But then because they also could not get money again, and they couldn't pay me, and then I lost a lot of money because a lot of financial institutions ran down. Now, I didn't like the court. I didn't like litigation. So I didn't do much litigation when I was in Nigeria. Now, moving here, and that's what I would say to our viewers, the people that you stay with, they can either make you or break you. That is one. Secondly,
Definitely.
your financial capability can either make you or also break you. Two of those things will set you. If you are lacking any of those things, your outcome may be wrought with some certain challenges that some other people wouldn't have. And I would say that when I moved over to the UK, at that time, the people I met were very, very negative. And I wouldn't blame them. Look, that because everybody was struggling. It was more or less like a situation time. The people around me there, maybe not 0.5, not even one, were in a place where they could say, yes, I am proud to be. And mind you, all of us were graduates. Some of them were people that I've known from my primary school, people that I've known from my, university days. And you find out that they're going. Imagine you, a qualified barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court, find yourself working as a clerk to the judges in this country. Now, take yourself back to all the people, running around in clerks. These are the people you send on errands. But here it is, you found yourself doing that as a lawyer, and you feel, you know what? Oh, I'm in the Ministry of Justice. I'm in the Ministry of this. I am working this, and anyone in the civil servant must thank their stars. Wow.
So
I was in for a shocker because it was like, you know what? I'm a British man. I'm a British man. I'm going back. I'm going to hit the ground running. I'm one of them. I didn't even think about anything that's got to do with the color. The fact that I've got my red passport, I've got my long British birth certificate, I thought it was enough to open the doors for me.
The doors.
But I was wrong. I was wrong. Yes, I would have opportunities to work. Yes, I would have opportunities to work. But the question is, I have lost those years wherein if I would not settled in this country from primary to secondary and then go to my uni, I wouldn't have to go 2 steps backward working as a barrister and solicitor, because a lot of us came in our late 20s and 30s. And if you look at our children graduating today from the uni, they're between the ages of 21, 22, they go work. They've got 5 years experience. And so by the time we are coming, we are 35. Some of us are 40, some of us are 32. Then we find out that people that are managers, are supervisors, are 25 and 26. And if you are a man, you will be very, very upset.
Wow.
You get what I'm trying to say?
I'm totally, I'm imagining how, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. So it's a matter of running from social and economical need. You're leaving your country just to have a better life, right?
Yeah.
Only to come here, some sort of from fire to frying pan, as
from
we would say.
you exchange some set of troubles, because what it is, and I know some viewers would hear this, it's like, oh, anything. I just want to get out. I don't know what is in my mind. I just want to get out. I'll go and get a job. Genuinely, a lot of people want to get out because of the economic issues that are happening around, Some have done first degree, they've had their first class, they find out if they don't know nobody, they can't move forward, especially in a country like Nigeria. So they just want to come, any job I will do. I remember when I was in Nigeria, when I wasn't even thinking about it, I mean, what I used to hear people say is that people go there, as long as an English person, you get there, the jobs are available for you, you will wash dead bodies. That was it. Oh, you go there, go wash dead bodies. It was very common. But then what is Dr. Dosaki, back to myself, I didn't get the job that I want. I started, I got a job 3 months after I came. But then it was like, you know what? You've got to put your foot somewhere for somebody else to take you. The longer you stay unemployed, the longer barriers are created for you. So one other thing, let me tell you something. Well, when I look at it now, understanding the system, and if I were a recruiter, why I wouldn't take the person. I remember the first job I went for was Burger King. And it was an interview. Imagine, I don't know if you know, there was a Mr. Biggs in Nigeria.
Yes, there are. They do have Mr. Biggs.
To be a mix. I going to Mr. Biggs to eat the donuts and to eat the meat pies. So got an equivalent in here. You're not coming there as a manager. In fact, you wouldn't even respect somebody who is a manager in there, because you will look at it and, my God, you can't be an architect, you can't be an engineer just in a burger shop. But then you find out it came in and there was a lot of us on the line, a lot of them young people. And it's like, when they asked me some questions, I can't remember the questions now, but I remember pleading with that person, please, I need, why do you want to work for us? You know what?
Why do you think you're good enough for us?
I just need to do something. I just need to do something. Nothing about it. So I was going for interviews. I wasn't getting anything. So it just occurred to me that, you know what? Do I even understand what I'm doing at all? Do I even understand the system? So what I did was I went into the library and I went to read books on how to complete application form, on how to answer interview questions. I spent 2 weeks reading that. And I know, you know what? Any job, that comes from where we will get it. Meanwhile, the people that were staying with said, you know what? You were Bola. You came from Nigeria, being Bola. Forget it. Once they hear your name, your house, nobody will take Bola. So I had a list, internet wasn't as rampant as that, except maybe when you go to the library. So I had a list of English names that I could call myself. Let me tell you something. I can remember, I think one of them was Angela.
I'm going to ask you a question about that. Yes.
Yeah. Tomorrow, Wendy. Another one. So one day, someone called the phone. I said, can I speak to blah, blah, blah? I think it's one of the names that I gave. But I've forgotten, because I've written several, in my desperation, I've written several English names. And I think I picked up the phone. I think, no, it was my neighbor that was staying to my flatmate, picked up the phone and said, nobody like that. I've also picked up a phone and I would say, no one like that, because I've forgotten. In desperation, when it's like, you know what, if you don't get yourself a plate, you are out of this house. And I didn't have enough money to pay myself. So I went through that hurdle. But long story short, the books I read or interviewing, and completing CVs did help me. I got my first job working as a carer. In fact, I was even out of London, was a living carer. And then from there, I got another job working in WH3. Then from WH3, then I now moved to working in the civil service. And from one
Yeah.
civil service to another, and I'm still working in another aspect of service. Did I ever have to practice my law, just litigation? I worked in law firm. Yeah, I did work in law firms, but even then, considering someone that has run their own law firm as an independent person, I had to be running errands, doing photocopies, doing binding, doing all the admin work for people that are my even colleagues, known as senior partners in the UK.
Wow.
It was an experience.
It's a touching, yes, and yet it's something very familiar with most immigrants. Skilled immigrants or non-skilled is something very familiar with most of us. And one thing that I have come to notice, I mean, thinking the fact that we as Africans, our continent is so rich, and we've got varieties of mineral resources. Well, we're not so blessed with good management, and not to talk about the government. I don't want to go too much into politics, but thinking of it, you mentioned something about having to change the names just to suit in. That is one thing that is such a trend that has been giving me a bit of concern recently. I don't know if you've come across that, most of our youths on the internet, they would skip their original family name, which has a sensual origination. They will skip it to their recent European father's name. For example, I've got a niece. She skipped her father's original name and started answering her father's English name. Something with Joseph and Frederick and Johnsons and all that. And I'm asking myself, what is it that actually drive most of us out of Africa? Is it because we are not having enough awareness of what life could turn out to be in Europe? I mean, there are a whole lot of people in UK or randomly in diaspora that are doing absolutely wonderful. But a lot of them that really migrated, second generation, the first generation, third generation, you find out that most of us have gone through a lot and had to go through a lot. Apart from being degraded from where you are supposed to be when you get to Europe, a whole lot of us also choose the wrong countries where you go and get enslaved. What is your deposition to the moment? There is this wave of people being brought into Arab countries and being enslaved. I want to understand, do we travel without making inquiries? Or
you know what it is? So, thank you. Now I'm going to go back to the issue of what you said concerning the issue of changing of names, and then I will take it back. The issue is a survey was conducted, I think it was Running Mates Trust, and they find out that Black, Asian, minority ethnics that have ethnic names, quote and unquote, like somebody called Muhammad or someone that's got a Chinese name, that
was
they
being marginalized.
tend, yes, exactly. They are being marginalized for interviews. They are being marginalized for interviews. Just random. You don't even bother to look at their CVs. But as soon as you see the name at the back. So you find out that, and a gentleman was actually interviewed. I think it was Asian, and I don't know what he was wanted to do, but it was even for a professional job. And I think, let's say his name was Muhammad, maybe Muhammad Yusuf, for example. So He sent in interviews, nothing was happening. He's graduated, got good grades, nothing was happening. But they decided to do a change of name. So Muhammad became Samson. The last name became Brown. By the following week, he was receiving calls, he was receiving invitations, and he's now in a job. And this was 10 years ago. And I can tell you, 10 years to now, things have changed. Not only in the UK, Canada, America, anywhere in Europe. And what has changed? The Western nations have decided to introduce immigration policies to shut down migrants from entering into their countries. UK used to be an open house. Anybody could come in. 3 decades ago, anybody could come in. In fact, I remember then when I was in uni, people would come just for holiday vacation. They would get a work permit, do a 3-month holiday stuff, come back. Nothing. You can't even come here. If you come in as a visitor, it's all on it. You are not allowed to work. If you are caught working, you are in trouble. Now, go back to people that, there are different categories of people that come in. There are people that are coming in from the North Africans one. There are people that live actually from Nigeria or Ghana or Sierra Leone or any of those places, West Africa or East Africa. Some of them come in based on the fact that they get agencies that are promising them, oh, pay so and so, I'm able to get you a green card. Pay so and so, I'm able to get a working visa. So you will find people that look to the left, look to the right. Come on, 10 million naira. Is it not
Let's talk
10,000
about
pounds?
that. Let's talk about that. This new scheme having I see a lot of adverts on YouTube, on Facebook. People advertising to get in healthcare workers, especially from Africa. And do you have an idea what is really going on there, or is that some sort of another gaslighting and gaslighting kind of measure?
Okay. Now, at the like last year or at the beginning of the year, the UK government, the Home Office actually put in an advert for care workers to come in for 12 months, and they were looking specifically for people from
European
Africa,
countries, right?
because not even European countries alone, but more like the ones that were from Africa, that they were allowed to come in for 12 months. I can't even remember how much they were going to pay them, maybe £11,000 per year or thereabout. So there was a genuine advert at the initial stage. Don't forget that as of late last year, early this year, we were still in COVID, but the rules were being relaxed. And so during COVID, the care sector lost a lot of workers. Yeah, they lost a lot of workers. Quite a number of them died. Some people, those that didn't die, left. And then again, some didn't want to take the vaccination. And if you look at the population of those that work in the care sectors, they are mainly,
Africans, immigrants, yes.
Immigrants. And so some of them, due to some fears, some of them health fears, some of them religious fears. So they're like, you know what, I'll take another job elsewhere. So there was a shortage and the advert was genuinely put in. But just like you said, I have seen also people, even on Facebook, saying, oh, I can bring you, just contact me. I can bring you to the UK to do A, B, and C, promising, using that to get money from people, promising them different kinds of things that you know that they can't do. Africa, we are, how can I put it? Because we don't, we are not, if you grow up in Nigeria, we are not taught to question things. That's why we are shocked when we have children. If you say, Mom, don't go there. But why? But why? But why? But then back home, where we were raised, right from primary school, you can even ask your teacher why. Somebody is naughty in the old class and all of you get punished. But you were not naughty. But you can't ask why. So we didn't grow up with these analytical skills to say, well, is it true or is it not? As long as we hear these, if it feels a narrative, we will go for it. And the same way, that's why smugglers and those that are involved in different trafficking find it easier to get, innocent, vulnerable Africans. And it's also happening in some other parts like Iraq, Iran, especially the countries that have faced war, to bring them over, only to turn some women into sex slaves, prostitution, and a whole lot of that, or some brutality. You had what happened. Was it last month?
Well,
what happened to Morocco? You know what I mean?
We're not in a hurry to leave here today. I purposely took almost 40 minutes for us, if not an hour, because we've got. I appreciate every idea you're bringing in, and this is quite educating for most of our viewers and for those who might have more questions. But meanwhile, we might have to go for a 3 minutes break, and viewers, please don't go away. Stay with us. We'll be back in 3 minutes. And we still have a whole lot of topics on this. I have a lot here. I haven't even started. And yes, we'll be right back. So if you're watching online on YouTube, please hit the like buttons. Do not forget. We will talk about a book written by Olivia when we come back. She's going to show you a few of her books. She's an author. A wonderful one out there. I haven't read any of her books, but I'm sure I'm going to get a copy to read very soon because I've got enough time to do so. But we'll be right back to talk about that. I'll see you in 3 minutes.
Let's sell on your behalf. If your item sells on our web shop, you pay a 10% commission plus the transaction fees, and you get the rest. Register now at www.shop.clevenard.com. Start uploading your product and services. We can really sell it on your behalf so you can carry on working on the things important to you. Are you looking to sell any type of product or service and you want to avoid the hassle involved? Selling can be an arduous and time-consuming process. At Clevenard Super Shop, we will be happy to take over the workload of promoting or selling your products or services. All you need to do is to register at www.shop.clevenard.com, enter your shop or vendor information, and then start uploading your product and services. We will do the selling. Now, be ready to get more sales and awareness. Start making more money from your business with Clevenard Super Shop by partnering with us today.
Oh, we're back, viewers, and thanks for holding on and thanks for coming back to the show. So, Olivia, you've written about 2-3 different types of books.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about them? Because I haven't read them, so I would have been excited. I would have been so honored to give a little hint of it, but I'll let you do just a little hint of it, and we continue from where we stopped.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, thank you. Well, I've got this Africans in the UK.
Wonderful.
And that was my first book. That was 2000 in the UK. The brief summary, it's about demography at the time, which was really hard to sort out. And I tell you why it was hard to sort out. It was hard to sort out because we're not good at surveys. Pass by the station and you see this white paper, excuse me guys, we don't wait. So the Office for National Statistics would only have the survey of those that complete the forms, those that attend the GPs, and some of the things that are listed where they get the information from. You find that some of us Africans, either Kenyans, Ugandans, don't even go there or don't even complete that. not even the electoral list, to be able to make an informed decision.
Yeah.
Because, for example, one of the things I noticed is that the number of Nigerians in, according to the Nigeria High Commission records, which I think they must have based on their passports.
Statistics, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite different from what the Office of National Statistics do have. And I would add something. You find out that among us, there are people who have become, due to new, policies, have become undocumented migrants. So those ones would not cheerfully complete forms. So those ones will be in hiding. So when they are trying to calculate who is that, even if they see, oh, anything goes to their address, they just tear it and put it in the bin. So ONS would not have statistics, of such people, refugees coming from other places. So I mean, also, talking about names, this also talk about names, what children with what they call unusual names, quotes and unquote, what they face in school and how it makes them feel.
How it changes.
That's from the time. Yes, exactly. How it changes them. How from the time that they are 3, 4, they start seeing that they are different.
Or they are being treated differently.
Yeah, they are being treated differently.
Wonderful. Yeah. I think it would be an interesting book to grab. And we can always drop the name at the end of the show.
Yes, sure.
So, talking about that statistics, migration words, they are also after not having more migrants, because they say in court, they said, how they say migration place undue demand on unlimited resources that they have, and they, and they don't have any sustainability for the number of people who do come into UK.
Okay.
Nice. And they wish to stop. So I'm asking, where do we even start, and why are we all struggling to be here where we're not really wanted, and how do we integrate at all? This is a conjecture of question, but
yeah. Thank you.
It's now, all right.
I'm going to raise the book. The title of this book is Globalization, Human Security, and Social Inclusion. This book actually answers that. I tell you what, a few months before this book was ready, maybe even a year before it was ready, I was in the bus. I had some forms with me. And I asked an older English lady that I met at the bus stop. I said, wait. I said, did you have anything? Again, man's, black people, Jane. No, it's not from here, and use up the benefits when people like her and other people are struggling. So, and I took my time to explain to this friendly lady for giving me audience. I said, do you know that at the borders, and even before they get to the borders, at the time they are giving visas, do you know there's a stamp called no recourse to public funds? And he said, because they have no recourse to public funds, even if they are sleeping outside, housing wouldn't, the local councils wouldn't help them. It's quite possible for them to get charities to help them, but as long as they have no recourse to public funds, they are not bound. They can't get job seekers allowance, they can't get housing benefits, they can't get child benefit, they can't get all this. And so I had to educate her. And a lot of the time, the public don't know that. I know about migration work, they have to protect their borders and they come in with those statistics. By the time you finish reading it, you would hate all migrants. You get what I mean? You would hate it. And then back to the question, like it's about share the screen if you can, and I show you what it is and why are people coming in here. of I think I shared the screen. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Right. Let me see. Look at this.
It's shared.
Okay, right. Okay, good. Thank you. Is that all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, right. I said the factors that trigger migration and keep it going once begun are described as drivers of migration. So I said various degrading terms have been used to describe immigrants from Africa. They have been called and even cockroaches. As I said, there's no doubt that historical forced migration, that's the slave trade, right from the times, because you find that some people still believe, oh, we're all descendants of slaves, we are slaves, and they have this mindset, slave, slave, slave. Liberal migration and all the present migrant boat crisis, they all have to fuel this perception. And the question is this: despite all the narratives, oh, swamps, cockroaches, all the other names
Go back to
that
where
they
you're
use
coming
for
from.
migrants. But yeah, exactly. Why are they still coming here? Do you know that an average potential immigrant, either legal or illegal, believe that anywhere is better than their homeland? They have this narrative.
Yes. And
Anywhere
why is that
is better than the
narrative?
homeland.
Why is it like that? I mean,
It's an identity crisis. It's an identity crisis, a very, very serious one. That we believe that, you know what, anything outside
it's better than what you
I
are.
go back to
And
I go back
would this be part
like,
of the reason we, this low self, low, do I call it low self-esteem?
no, I would say identity crisis. And
Identity
I give you
crisis.
what it
Right.
is
Okay.
something
We could put
started.
it like that because
Hmm,
there's a whole lot of brainwash in it. There's a whole lot of I see recolonization kind of attempt
hmm,
because when I look into the amount of Europeans or Caucasians that migrate rather down to Africa,
hmm,
and we are
hmm,
migrating back to here to Europe, I begin to
hmm.
wonder: are we not really seeing what is happening, or we
Yes,
just do not know how to value who we are, what we have, and what we can make out of what we have?
thank you for identity crisis. And it starts how it starts. Here it is, you've got like a project, and you've got Nigerians in that country that can do that engineering project. But then you spend money to recruit Europeans, Americans, people from Lebanon, Chinese people to come, and you pay them thousands of dollars when there are people in the country that can do that. So how would that make someone feel that, you know what, a visitor is better than me? Two, basic restaurants. Someone told me of a story that she was in Abuja a couple of years ago, and there were some white colored people. She doesn't know where they came from. She was in the restaurant before them, but she said, as soon as I saw that the waitress, they were all over the white people, make sure they had everything. And she was even visiting from the diaspora, but she had what you call this skin. And she was there sitting with her friend. She was there over an hour, and she had to go sell them off. Now, you find out that even either Kenya or Uganda or Malaysia, anywhere, the white skin angels, how do we treat them? We treat them as gods better than us. But when we go to their country, do we treat them as God? No, because we have believed this white privilege that anything white is better than us. We have accepted either consciously or unconsciously. We have, the media has shown us that they are better than us. That's why you see a lot of the ladies at some point in time, bleaching their skin, to feel, that kind of belonging. So it's a society that has corrupted its values.
It's
When
a
we were
sad
growing up, yeah,
thing. It's a sad story.
yeah, yeah, yes,
And
exactly, yeah. It is sad because so you find out that people would get into boats. Yeah, we don't want you to come. We'll take you to so. Oh, don't come. In fact, let me tell you what. You go home and people are telling you, or they give you a phone. They said they want to leave, and they said no, 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 don't come. They would fight you either directly or indirectly. They would tell you, oh, what you are enjoying, you don't want them. You're like, oh, if you have your way, you wouldn't do it the way you do it. Don't bother to come. The environment is hostile. No, some people will still come on a visiting visa and they will still hide themselves, keep on coming. They will just leave. In fact, you'll be shocked. And some of them still have jobs, good jobs, and they still want to come abroad. So
yes,
those things
I
are
can
there.
understand in a sense. Let me take Nigeria for example. A country without light, is that not what I define it as witchcraft? Because industries can't hold without constant light, constant energy. Businesses,
Yes, ma'am.
especially small soul businesses, cannot hold without energy. So but in some way I still wonder why we still think at this time and age that everything foreign is a lot better than what we have, even though what we have is what the foreigners literally want on daily basis. They keep coming to steal it in one way or the other, bringing it, refining it, and bringing it back to sell it to us, and we now appreciate it. Um,
Well, a prophet is not honored in his hometown. And like you said, you see, when you've got a medical tourism, genuine medical tourism, you see politicians and the rich that can afford it, either they go to US or go to America. Why? Because the facilities in those African countries are not good. They are not sustainable. They cannot take treatment. They're fake injections. They are fake a lot of things. A whole lot of doctors have actually moved out of the country because of brain drain. So they have come, it's not a brain gain in the Western world. Like I said at the beginning, when we were talking about the care sector, we said that there was a shortage. And so they were looking for people, to bring in from other African countries to fill the shortage. So the more care workers leave those African countries, what do we have? There's going to be a depreciation because those facilities they were looking at, they would not either to US, UK, and some other European countries as we speak.
yeah,
ASU, in some certain cases, ASU is the academic union, they are on strike. So some people will look at it that a course that should cost 4 years is almost taking
they're
7 years. You know
exactly.
what I
I've
mean?
got
So
I've
it's
got a
like
professor
they have
friend.
an opportunity. So we can't blame people despite it. Some people, it's like, you know what, no matter what it is, I've got to get it. So we have to
Yes.
understand where people are coming from. Of course, we want them that well. The grass is not always greener on the other
Greener.
side. You have to be
Exactly.
ready to give up your big manship. There's no housemaid anywhere. There's no driver anywhere. No, that's it. There's no anywhere.
And no, do you
There's
know
no.
who I am?
Yes,
Well, we
exactly.
will
And
have to
the
take it to
situation.
another level of it. Olivia,
Yes,
what
exactly.
are
Yeah.
the advices you would want to give to our viewers? And hopefully they would extend it to their loved ones at home, because what we're doing is trying to discuss the problems of our people in diaspora,
Mm,
and
mm.
um, try to find a solution how we can, manage our lives a lot better wherever we are. Because, well, I could say charity begins at home, but one would ask me, why are you here? a question that I cannot answer since I've living here for almost all my life. So, taking it from there, what would you want to contribute to our people, and how do you want to advise people? I want to bring something to our understanding. The first time I came to UK, I went for a job, literally by profession, a translator. But I'm more fluent in my German than English then. And I took up the application form. And the first thing after filling up all the your data, you fill up or whatever you need to do, date, your work experience, and leave no gap. And then it comes to reference. And then I'm like, why do they need that? As I was just worrying about that, another one came, your ethnic group. And I went, Jesus, no one ever asked me such a. I couldn't even, in my wildest dream, ever thought that such thing would exist. And then I asked my employer, I said, I don't mean to be rude, but why do I need to tell you where I am from to be able to work for you? So he kind of defended himself. It's a governmental whatever assessment. However, I got to understand that there is some sort of background institutional racism in every organization, especially here in UK. And this is something very new to me, because every British person that I've ever spoken to had always tagged the Germans as racist. And then I said, in this case, I would say no, they're a lot better. I'm not comparing people, but there are places where I say, oh, seriously, for the fact that we were being colonized by the British, I think some certain things have been taken too far in seeing to it that we are well degraded. So, having said that, how would you want to advise our people? How would you want them to, or what would you tell them or give them today that they can extend to their loved ones, families, and so that we all learn and all get more prepared in case we want to leave Africa?
Okay. Or maybe we want to go back to Africa.
Or maybe we want to
which
go.
is
Yes,
quite possible.
exactly.
Which is quite possible. Like,
yes.
Thank you. One of the things is this: if you want to leave, understand why you want to leave.
Yeah.
You see, I said something that at the initial stage, when you asked me to introduce yourself, I said I'm a person on a mission, on a purpose.
Yes.
You have to define why you want to do. For example, if you want to study, okay, yes, I want to change my career. I'm talking to the young people. Well, I had a first degree in Nigeria. I did maybe economics, but I don't want to do economics. I just did economics. So get a footing. What I want to do is actually, I want to become a graphic artist. And I have seen some nice universities. I haven't checked the online. Then you want to come to the UK or go to any European university, for example, to study graphic design or artist or web design, whatever it is.
To have a purpose,
now,
a reason, because we're trying to round up our seating today. I wish we have all the time in the world, but
So I will round this up. But don't do what other people do. Some people get the student visa, not because they want to go to uni, as an inroad into living in the country. They now get here, they don't go to uni, thinking, oh, well, I will start working or go underground, or you come in as a visitor.
And that's very expensive because you literally need to work and pay the tuition fee.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Then, or you come in on a visiting visa. And then you know that you're not going to go back. Please don't do that. The days of those things are over. The immigration policies no longer. They've never really supported it, but now they are clamping down. Don't bother to waste your time. Then again, age may not your friend. At the age time to start migrating, you're in retirement age. Well, some people may argue it out that age is not a number. Fine. And I know that
age is a number in Europe, people. Age is a number, viewers. Age is a number.
Right, but you know what?
It doesn't matter here. The jobs are hard.
Exactly. So be sure. Okay. Sorry. So lastly, just be sure of your motives. If you got a good job, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't sell all your houses and come abroad until you know that you got a good footing where you are. You know, some people have borrowed monies, say, oh, don't worry. When I get abroad, I'm going to work for 3 months. I'm going to send you the money. And then for 10 years, 15 years, they can't even get the money that they said they're going to, then they've created a meeting. Yeah, so that is all for now because of our time. Thank you.
Yes, I thank you so very much. Thank you. So I hope you viewers have been able to learn from Ms. Joseph today, because we said a whole lot of things. She explained a whole lot of things. I could go on and on and on. We are all here. We know exactly what is happening. But I know, and I think I would advise everyone to advise your loved ones, your friends home who wants to come up here. We're not saying don't come up, but come with a purpose. Come knowing yourself, and please don't come when you're old. Yes, I'm saying that. Don't come when you're over 50. It's a hard job here because you're literally going to start life out fresh. Am I right?
Yeah.
You're starting life fresh. It's not the normal thing that you're used to. There are no maids here. You can't afford them. This is not a place where people respect you. Definitely. So you're on your own. And if you're coming as a student and you really don't have the money, or your parents are unable to really pay all the tuition fee at once, you might have to work, and this would distract you from learning, and that would also disturb your visa. And you need to pay that tuition, otherwise you will be in a bigger stress. Having said all that, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been another wonderful discussion. And please get the book. Yeah. I still don't have all the titles, but I'm going to read one of them. Bola would put up the names, and if you check in our chart, I'm sure you will see them. Please click the like buttons for us. Subscribe to our Clevenard TV. We are trying to grow. And if you wish to do your advert in future, we are your partner in business. And I thank you so very much, Bola, for tuning in today and taking your time and doing all that explanations. I am so grateful. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And we hope to have you again in future.
Okay, all right. Thank you. That would be lovely. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you, viewers, for staying tuned. All right, then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, bye.
Start your own internet radio station for as low as €6.99 per month. We provide affordable radio streaming and hosting plans for everyone. And there are two main things that make us the best. We are here to make high-performance radio hosting online affordable and to outshine all the others when it comes to hosting plans and broadcasting services. High quality. Stream at any bitrate with our wide range of Icecast and Shoutcast hosting plans. Auto DJ. Easily start broadcasting with our complete automation platform. No software is required. Unlimited. All plans include unlimited listeners and bandwidth, allowing you to broadcast worry-free. Broadcast worry-free with unlimited internet radio hosting. We provide premium streaming services with unbeatable pricing and quality support. Create your own online radio station today. it.clevenard.com.